We go live, and we are live on StreamYard. We are live on YouTube, and we are live on Body by Rico Facebook page. What's up, people? Hey, it's your boy Body by Rico here again. I am do these every Thursday to just give the people some just some encouragement at the same time talk about fitness and just be able to conversate with you about what's going on with your goals. So really excited to have this special woman on in all of her glory. My better half, the one, the only, the over the top, Myra Epps. How you doing, babe?
I'm great, Rico. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
What I want to do is I just want to tell the people, I like to start off these by just getting with the people and saying, who are you and where are you from? Just basically, so let the people let you know as far as your little background about who you are, so they can get comfortable as far as communicating and conversation if they don't know you.
Oh, my name is Myra Epps, wife of Rodrigo Epps, mother of four beautiful children, two boys and two girls. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I am one of six children. My parents are pastors here in Detroit, Michigan, and currently I have my MBA. That's just a conversation piece, like to throw that out there. And administration, and I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy for you to be here. I'm happy for you to be here. Everybody, I apologize. I training run over. So that's why I'm broadcasting from my car as opposed to where I would be broadcasting from my office, being at home. But at the same time, you're probably saying, well, why aren't y'all just together? Why aren't you all just in the same room? Well, Myra traveled to Detroit this weekend, so shout out to our niece who is having her open house this weekend. Just graduated. All right, and she's going to Michigan State. She's about to be a Spartan. So just shout out to her. So I'm sad that I cannot be there, but the wife and the kids is definitely going to be there and supporting. But wanted to jump into this because I wanted to get some input from you. All right,
All right.
and basically just looking at it from a standpoint of fitness in 2020. It took over this endeavor as a family, and it's been a good one, but at the same time a time consuming one at times as well too. Talk about your fitness and what fitness means, or is how fitness is important to you from your life, from your standpoint.
Has become important. I do not like to work out. I have not gained Rico's passion for working out. I know that working out gets me results, and I know that it works when I actually listen to him. That has not yet led me to love working out. But coming to start to listen to him really has begun to get me the results that I was looking for. So I kind of started my fitness journey after our last child, Madeline, who just turned 3. And some of it was I was overweight, right? I thought that I was snatched, and I went to my mom's 60th birthday party, and you cannot tell me that I was not snatched. And we came home, so that was like in January of 2019, and we came back home that following April to look at the pictures. And I looked at that picture, and I almost cussed Rico out because I said, "Why you ain't tell me that I was like big, big?" So that picture was like the turning point because pictures tell you the truth. Now the pictures I post, my angles, you gonna think that I'm small. But when other people take a picture of you, then you see what's real. So it was between that picture that really showed me that I had gained more weight than I thought that I wanted to. And then it was also being diagnosed with high blood pressure. And that was a hard pill to swallow. I don't care what the statistics are. I'm a mom, I'm black. It kind of runs in my family and blah, blah, blah. But, that was a devastating blow. And so I really had to come to terms with how do I get off of this medicine? I don't want to be on this medicine for the rest of my life. I want to listen. But, it was just really time for me to figure out how I can be better, how I can be healthier. And so that kind of led to what fitness all entailed. And that kind of led to diet changes and just trying to be consistent with working out. And so now I do enjoy the journey. It is definitely a journey. I was 30 pounds down. Now I'm 25 pounds down now, but
That's
it
still good.
ebbs and flows with it, right? But it's a journey. I've learned to embrace it, and I'm looking forward to losing the last 30 pounds before my 40th birthday in December.
So I heard you say a lot that it's about events. So like you took a picture, you saw how it is. Is it? Would you say it's kind of common for people to kind of think as far as from a life event standpoint, or like you having high blood pressure, that it kind of sparks them into getting fit, or just their mindset, just something says, you know what, hey, it's about a time, or it's about time for me to do something and change. Like
Absolutely.
which one do you think more so from your point of view?
Honestly, believe Rick, we've been married. It'll be 11 years this year. We have been together for 12. You've always been fit. I see you roll out that bed. Well, I don't see you roll out the bed. I might hear you. Or when I wake up, you gone. So I know you gone. But you've been having the same type of fitness routine. You've been coaching football. You go to the gym. You do that at 4:30 in the morning. And so I wasn't moved by none of it. I applauded you. I thought that was great. Like, man, he disciplined. That had nothing to do with me though. Okay. I wasn't lazy, but that had nothing to do with me. So I do believe that there are significant life events. There are health scares. Sometimes a woman scorned, we break up and now we got this revenge body. But I definitely think that something has to click because other people can get you motivated. You can go to one boot camp and be like, yeah, girl, I'm coming back and never go back. It's not until you honestly make up in your mind and say enough is enough. You don't have to be sick. You can just be ready. And I think at this point in my life, especially when I started working out with you this year, it was just this point in my life, I am ready. And when you are ready, it doesn't matter if you go to like tonight, my sister, she making tacos. I'm not moved. I can have certain things, but because I know my diet regimen, I have already made provisions to make sure that I won't cheat. It's like
Mhm.
you locked and loaded. You already know what your goals are. So I believe when a person becomes ready, but typically something triggers them
Yeah,
to
right.
be ready to make the change.
Yeah, you've been doing well as it relates to your fitness. I mean, I mean, like for a person who doesn't like to work out, all together, and at the same time, but that's pushes through. I just want to ask you a question. Like, so what would you say would be some successes that you've had for your short for your fitness journey that you've had in 2020? What's some success? You already talked about 30 pounds down, and those type of things. Give me some other ones or some things that you are happy about that you've done since now and getting involved with this fitness goal.
I can say that I consistently work out, not as much as I want. So my goal for your new challenge is to consistently work out 5 days a week. Not necessarily five in a row, but just 5 times a week. But I can say that I have become consistent where exercise is a part of my regimen. So at minimum 2 to 3 days. And then I feel bad for not going through, but prior to that wasn't something. Um, I am very proud at my endurance because I think that was some of our issue when you used to try to train me like the boys on the football field, and then you used to get into it because you always yelling at me and fussing, and I couldn't handle that. That was a lot because you gonna turn around and one little leg later on, but you just talk to me all rough and tough on the football field. So I wasn't ready to receive you as Rico, the trainer. You was just my husband telling me to do something that I knew I wasn't physically capable of doing, but you knew if you kept pushing me that each time I would get better and better. So I'm proud at the progress that I've made because I actually can work out with you. And leg and arm day don't take me out for 7 days. I might be a little sore, but I could come back. And my strength, I'm strong, strong, and I wish you would try me, but I'm strong, strong, just like I proved to you in your boot camp. I won my relay. I was robbed, but I'm strong. And
And I'm still here.
come on, you want to go to church? You want to go to church? Look where he brought me from. But seriously, so my endurance and my strength, I mean, I'm really impressed with the things that I have been able to do. And that's all because um that you push me. And one thing I do want to say, like to anybody who's watching, So Rico does push you real hard, right? And so I hear from a lot of my friends or just people like, Rico ain't about to kill me. I ain't ready to train with Rico. And he is a little rough, but it's effective. But one thing that I appreciated about Rico in my journey was he didn't feel any type of way when I went to other trainers because he knew we had a little static. And he knew I wasn't ready to listen. And he was tired of listening to me. So through this journey, I went to his prayer brother. I went to Nez. I went to Denise. I went and I follow people online and I bought those programs. And Rico didn't shade me and talk bad about them or whatever. He was just like, if that's what you want, But eventually I said, my husband is willing, ready, and he had all these other people shouting his name. And I said, oh, no, you ain't about to shout his name louder than I'm about to shout his name. So now I'm about to be his poster child. So that was a little bit of my motivation, too.
You it's so funny that you said it because, everybody, you don't get into this lifestyle as a trainer to get friends. They're your friends afterwards. So my job is to push you to the limit, right? And to get you the best results that you possibly need, because you have goals, right? And I like what you said about the trainers part about it because I'm not going to be number one, the only trainer out. I'm not the only one trainer in Cincinnati. I'm not the best of what I do. I'm passionate about what I do, right? I love what I'm doing. But at the same time, there is a trainer out there for what you want to get done. So if you want to go out and you want to become stretching, you want to get better limber and stretching, then there's a trainer for that. There's so many different people out there that you can go ahead and you can make it happen for you. But what you got to do is you got to take the step. And I think what you're talking about there is you taking that decision, making that decision, and now sticking with it to make sure that you get the best possible goals that you want to get while in your fitness journey. You talked about some of your successes. Talk about some of your disappointments. What are some of your disappointments when you think about your fitness journey of where you're at?
And kind of complacent. I think a lot of times, what people make the mistake of is once you lose a couple of pounds and you be like, oh, I can fit this. Oh, I look like this. You forget that same, you don't have that same energy, that same motivation. So I'm 30 pounds down. I recognize it. Other people recognize it. And you kind of start falling by the wayside. So it's like, oh no, I ain't that bad. We can go here for Taco Tuesday. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and slide up and we go keep on turning up. And eventually we end up putting back on weight. And so I think one of my, not necessarily, yeah, one of my failures was within the last year, I feel like I done lost and found the same 10, 15 pounds a couple times. And I be so mad, even in your last challenge. I mean, I was ahead of the game, and then I had a weekend. We can blame it on PMS or whatever, but I had a weekend. I had carbs and everything else. Knowing weigh-in was on Monday. But what did I do? I weighed in on Monday. Now I'm 2 pounds over. I was 4 pounds down. So now I'm 2 pounds over. And then before I can even show a loss for the next week, I got to lose 6 pounds just to get back to where I was. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think we cannot afford to like relax. We can have a day, but just have a meal or something else like that. And I think another one of my downfalls is just not being as consistent. I keep telling myself waking up in the morning is the best time to work out, but I refuse to do it. Why? Because I go to bed. So I got so many reasons. I won't call them excuses. I feel like I have very valid reasons. But when you wake up, truthfully, you can tap me on my shoulder and I can go. You know what I mean? So it's like I really could be waking up. And those are some of the things that I don't set myself up for success. I meal prep, I eat right, I do all of that. But I know what my goal is when it comes to working out. And I know that's a challenge of mine. So I have to continue to push myself and make sure that I get that workout in. So I would think those
Right.
were two of my biggest ones.
Yeah. Stephanie said you're giving some notes right now. You actually doing some great stuff.
Oh,
You giving
God
some good
bless you.
notes.
God bless you.
One of the things that, as you are talking about, we talked about success, we talked about disappointments, and, you talked about that you weren't involved like just heavily with the fitness until I got involved with fitness and the whole thing. What's your least favorite thing about working out?
I don't Like every day I wake up and I put on workout clothes. I be ready. Like every day in my mind, I'm like, if I put these workout clothes on, then it's telling myself, it's signaling, I'm trying to do this, mind over matter. I'm getting my mind, psychologically, I'm gonna be ready because I'm already dressed. I'm in the mood.
You dress right
No.
now. I'm trying to
Well,
figure out where
listen
you're
here.
going. I'm
Me,
trying to figure out where you're
this
going.
old thing, this old thing. That's because I should have been on your show. I mean, I know it's only been going on for 3 weeks, but I said this is a whole event. I'm going to my man's show, so I wanted to dress up.
A simple T-shirt and a Body by Rico shirt would just suffice.
Well,
But you,
it's right here. Okay, it's right here. It was gonna be close, but I felt like, you know what I mean. This is how you make me feel, like a natural
okay,
woman. Okay, how am I
okay,
doing? How am I
you
doing?
doing just fine. Go back to
All
the
right.
question.
What was the question?
Your least favorite thing about working
I,
out?
Working out.
Yes.
I think I answered that. I don't know. I think it's just necessarily getting started because once I'm into it, then I'm in there. I'm ready. Like, so I guess it's just getting going. And then one thing that I think about every time I start working out is I start every workout thinking about when it's gonna be on. I start every 30 minutes ready for it to say, this your last set.
Hey, that's. I understand. I get it.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. I
Do
get what you're
you?
saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot
Okay.
from people telling me, yeah, it's the last set. You
Yeah.
know, let's get involved. I mean, let's talk because really, there's some moms out there. There's some single moms out there that are in work. They're working out. They're trying to stabilize their health. They're trying to raise their family at the same point in time as well too. Given from a mom's perspective, how hard it is of working out, or how maybe manageable it is to working out. Just give your perspective of looking at it, and when you have, when we have 3 kids in the house, 4 kids total. But think about give people some perspective for that.
I think that's one of my challenges where I have to take more time for me, right? So my workout and my fitness journey had to become personal because I am super domesticated. You may be fooled out there and think that this is all this glitz and glam. That's all I'm about. No, I'm a real life. I cook, I clean, I work 8 to 5. I try to do some trading and things like that. I'm trying to do my daughter's YouTube. So all day long, I'm trying to balance this whole thing. And so me, even 30 minutes, taking that out the day to go and work out or go outside and go run a mile or whatever it is, it just interrupts. And with you and your busy schedule, I have to take a lot more on because you have these different business ventures, right? So for me, it's still important for our kids to keep up their regular routine. It's important for me to cook on a daily basis. It's important for me to be involved in their schoolwork. It's important for me to take them outside. So with us having younger children at home, that's me. I can't just send them outside in the backyard. I have to be present for so much. So therein lies the challenge where I always feel like if I take this time to work out, then my kids gonna be missing out on something. Or dang, I ain't take them outside today because I actually worked all day while I'm working from home. I actually worked all day and they do nothing else in between. Oh my God, my kids might have to eat McDonald's for dinner. Oh my God, they might have to eat cereal and a sandwich, So I put all of that pressure on myself. So I think that's one of the challenges. Also, another challenge is when I work out and now I'm about to do a plank, Maddie on my back, so it's like you constantly stop it and start. And even when I take them outside and I'm like, oh, genius idea, take them outside on your lunch break, let them ride their bikes and this gonna be cool. I'm gonna get my 30 minutes in and they fussing, they fighting. Maddie spilled water all over my yoga mat. And I'm like, oh, there ain't no problem. Now my feet slipping and sliding, I'm falling off of the thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, the hell with this, I'm going in the house, like, so it just take too much sometimes. And then, it's a part of you that be mad looking at your husband or other people just working out free and their mind is clear and they laughing and joking and just lifting weights. And you're like, you know what, I got to go through the workout. So sometimes that is defeating, it's deflating because it is such a task. But it's so necessary. And I feel like you feel good, you feel like you release endorphins. So you just have to find the time to either be selfish and say, y'all go in here and y'all go sit on y'all tablets, or y'all go ride y'all bikes. Like, we got to be the old school mom and daddy that we were scared of. We some punk parents. I can speak for myself. I talk to my kids sometimes too much. So we can make that important to us,
Hmm.
so we can make sure that we get that workout in.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Some of the comments are not popping up on here, but popping late. But I want to go through them here real quick. And Stephanie asked the questions. Do you have any supplement suggestions? When you think about supplements, do you have any of those types of suggestions that will help
Shameless plug,
enhance?
Stephanie. A little shameless plug for Stephanie. So one thing, well, wait, one thing I do take on a regular basis is Body Complete RX. It is a black-owned company. Shout out to Samaya Gore, who I have come to love. But it was a product that I found through Instagram from someone that I went to school with, and it's an amazing supplement. It's a HCG product, all natural. It helps curb your appetite, helps take away sweetness, cravings, and ultimately helps you lose weight, right? It comes with a energy supplement that does not make you feel jittery. It's like raspberry keystones, green tea extract. And then it also comes with the liquid B12. And you can take they have shakes, protein shakes, if you like. Also take some TLC products. We do take the detox tea. I know Rico had Stephanie on not too long ago. So the detox tea to clean you out, flush you out, keep you going. If you feel like detox tea may be out of your budget, guess what? It's something called Swiss Chris. Swiss, SWIS, Chris, KRISS. Google it. You can find it at Kroger, CVS. It's $10. It's a natural laxative. Take it at night. Pop two
Okay,
pills. Get you going in the morning.
nice.
What else? Little supplements do I take? I think that's about it. Oh, and then
Okay,
just like a natural multivitamin, NutriBurst.
okay. So those are some good tips. So if you want to go ahead and you want to get some of those, please, follow Myra, follow her on Facebook. She will definitely hit her up, and she will go ahead and get that information to you. But definitely, I think those things have helped you along the way as you continue to get over that hump uh, for for uh, for fitness, because you like to make sure it's done right. You want to be
Right.
it's going to be done afterwards. Um, you are, and I'm not just saying this because you're my wife, but you are an amazing cook. You do a great job as far as cooking food. You do an amazing job as far as juggling different menus in the house, which can be kind of like nerve wracking to me, right? Because you're in the kitchen all day, and
On
you got all these dishes all out, and you got all these places, and just like, why don't you just sit down? Why are you in the kitchen so often? But one thing for me, and I tell people all the time, people say you slim down, you slim down. You did. How did you do it? COVID and all this stuff. Well, I like to tell people this is that. So I went into COVID that second week in March. I was 204. Okay, and then I built the gym in the basement, got some weights and stuff like that. We started doing, and then Myra became on this keto kick. Okay, she started cooking keto. Really, as far as that keto, I then get slimmed down, started doing higher intensity workouts, started interval training, different things like that. With that keto, got down after being 204, got down to 188. All right. So talk about a little bit about the keto and the dishes and all of those good things that the people want to know. Because I got some comments here, some people want to know about some keto recipes and basically what's that all about. So share about the keto lifestyle.
Keto is pretty much low carb diet. So anybody who ever did Atkins is kind of just Atkins reinvented. Okay. So your body, and Rico talks about good carbs. They are healthy carbs, and your body can fuel itself, or it does fuel itself on carbs. So carbs are not all bad. But with me, I've learned that I retain water when I eat too much carbs. Also, I have to watch my sodium intake because of blood pressure. Okay. So when I started keto, I saw that me eating or having a low carb lifestyle helped keep me from bloating, inflammation, and it aided my weight loss. So keto is the opposite. We eat pretty much 20 grams of carbs or less a day. So to put that in perspective, we love fruit, or a lot of people love fruit, right? So if we're talking about 20 grams, one banana has 19 grams of carbs. So that's going to blow it for us. Okay. So there are so many other things that you do. So what you're doing is you're starving your body of carbs, and then your body will end up burning fat. And then you are replacing carbs with a higher fat diet and protein. And then your body will begin to live off of burning fat as your energy source opposed to carbs. And now you're burning fat, and then it goes to ketosis when you totally starve your body from carbs. When you're in ketosis, now it's burning the fat that you put in as well as stored fat. So that's why you see a lot of people have great success, especially the first 2 weeks, because, or really the first week, because once you start taking carbs out of your body, then you're going to start excreting all this water and all of this bloat. So somebody might say, yeah, I did keto for a week, I lost 10 pounds. Most of that is just water. But if you keep it up, then you will continue to lose. So when you look at a keto diet, you're saying, well, what can't I eat? You can't eat fruit, right? So, because fruit is a lot of natural sugar. It's good for us to an it's good. Fruit is good for us, but fruit has a lot of sugar. Sugar turns into carbs. Carbs turn into fat. So that's what we don't want. I'm not an extreme keto person. I don't count micros and macros and use a lot of apps that's out there. I don't do fat bombs. I'm not cooking with like a lot of saturated fat. You can, but then you messing with your cholesterol. So you just, if you, it's called, I guess, like lazy keto. If your goal is 20 grams of carbs, turn those labels around, watch the sodium intake, 20 grams of carbs or less. You're looking at, when you talk about, you asked about recipes. So when you're looking at breakfast, for breakfast, you can do a protein shake. There are a lot of protein shakes. You want to watch that sugar. The more sugar that's in things is going to be the more carbs that's in it. It's going to throw you out. Find you a good protein shake. You can have eggs. You can have bacon. You can have avocado. You can have avocado toast if you find a really low carb bread. So that's something that you're looking at. Anything that's sugar free, you want to turn those labels around. When you're looking at lunch and dinner, all you're looking at is protein and vegetables. So you just want to do your research. Right now, it's a no-brainer for me. Once you know what you can eat, if you're going out for a night of drinking with your friends, hey y'all, get it down as simple as possible. Watch that sugar intake. Tequila has zero carbs. You
And what
get
is
you a
you
little
drinking in your
diet
cup?
tonic, hmm?
What is you drinking in your cup?
A little grace and mercy. That's a little something, a little, a little something of God's first miracle. But listen, I have gotten that down to the science, right? So tequila, zero carbs. Diatonic, not just tonic, because tonic water has 32 grams of carbs. What did we just learn? We want to stay 20 grams of carbs or less. So diatonic, fresh lime juice. Boom, done.
So so you said a lot there. Okay, so I want to break it down for the people so that they can understand what's going on here. So basically, what you're saying is keto is a very low carb diet. Okay, it's a low carb diet, and 20 grams of carbs. Basically, when you look at keto, and you, as far as your going day, carbs give you fuel. Okay, that's why when I put my people on, the first thing I do is I want them to be clean when coming to work out with me. So I break you down first, okay, and then I go ahead and start you on your way. I break you down for 7 days, and I'll start you on your way after that. Now, people come to me lethargic. They come to me different, and there's a workout that goes along with that. Why? Because you don't have the carbs in you. You do not need a lot of carbs to go through the day that you need. Okay. Myra talked about good carbs. They're good carbs that you need. Fruits and vegetables. There's from there. Those are some great source of carbs that you go to. An apple, okay, is full of great carbs that you can get, where then that carb turns into some good fuel for you for the rest of your day. Now, the other thing I talk to people about as well too, as what Myra was talking about, is the use of carbs and when to eat them. Okay, you cannot go through your lifestyle if you're wanting to lose weight and continue to eat carbs a lot at night. Those things just go ahead and turn over to the next day where then you're looking at yourself and saying, you know what, I thought I had a good workout. Well, you probably did. But the problem is you are not burning with the calories that you need. You're burning off the fat and everything else from the excessive yesterday. So what you have to do is you got to look at it and you have to eat carbs at the right time of the day. Typically, when I try to get people on, is try to get the carbs earlier in the day. Eat your carbs earlier in the day. Eat the necessary carb that you need, and then from there, go through it. And as far as and you have, and the rest of it could be protein. The rest of it could be shakes and those type of things. So you're doing a great job in doing those things with the carb intake. The keto diet, though, when you think about the keto diet too, I mean, it's something there where some people get on it. You know, it's a
Hmm.
facet. Some people get on it and some people get off of it. Why? Because they're tired of the same old regimen over and over again. But there's a lot of different recipes that's in there. There's a lot of different things that come from there. So somebody asked the question of what's your favorite recipe? Basically, what's one of your favorite recipes out of the keto diet?
Right now, and let me say this about keto. The one thing that I do like about keto is tasty. So you don't have to sacrifice a lot of flavor. And a lot of times people don't stay on diet regimens because you have to sacrifice so much.
Mhm.
So clean eating, which I primarily do a lot of clean eating. Like I said, I don't boost up all of the fats. I still try to cook with olive oils or coconut oils, not even a lot of that. Look for more healthier fats. But keto allows you to still have tasty food, right? So you can have Alfredo, make it from scratch though. You can buy it out the jar, I guess it's okay. But because you can have a heavy whipping cream, because you can have cream cheese, you can add a little bacon. Like I said, it's so many products that's on the market now that are sugar-free based, sugar-free syrup. Once you killed your taste buds and you're not used to consuming all of that sugar anyway, you won't even miss it. They do have monk fruit sweetener if you need sugar for your coffee. They do have, I believe it's called Swerve. That's a brown sugar that's keto friendly. So since there's so many things right now that's on the market, you're not sacrificing taste. So right now, one of my favorite things is zoodles. I can't have noodles. So you get you a good old zucchini. You get you a spiralizer, a hands spiralizer, Amazon, Kroger, anywhere. You spiralize it yourself. Don't get it from the store because you overpaying for a 59-cent zucchini, okay? You spiralize it yourself. You get you some shrimp, a little white wine, and get like a Pinot Grigio, something like a Chardonnay that is not sweet. You put that with a little bit of garlic. You can have butter. Put that in there and you make you a nice little white wine sauce. Pour that over your zucchini and a little shrimp. Honey, listen. So that is one of my favorite ones. Cauliflower is life. Okay, you substitute everything with cauliflower. I think Nikki talked about chaffles. So I do have this really low carb wrap that I use from time to time. Oh, well, not time to time, all the time. So I found the carb wrap, but chaffles. All chaffles is 1 cup of cheese, shredded cheese, 1 egg, and you put a little bit of seasoning on it. You put it in a waffle maker. If you have it, it will puff up like a waffle, but you use it like bread. So when you have hamburgers, when you want a turkey sandwich, forget buying that nasty keto bread that you go pay $10 for and probably don't like it. Make your own bread and you can make your own sausages. I mean, your own sandwiches. You can turn it around and make it savory in the morning and put some sugar-free syrup on top of it. And now, you don't have to feel excluded. And sometimes I think that's where we mess up with our diets as well. Is we going on a girls trip or we got a family trip or family is in and I gotta have this breakfast and you just mad about the food that you can eat. Well, you can be included. You want pancakes, well, you can't have pancakes, but we can have some chaffles and you make it savory. You make you a little egg and a little bacon, and you feel like you're in there, and now you're not cheating.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, it sounds good. I mean, I've had it.
It
It's
sounds good.
amazing. It's amazing. I mean, sometimes I just eat because I'm hungry. Right, coming home,
Oh,
I don't know what I'm
you
eating.
not sold? You not sold
So
yet?
I'm sold. I'm sold. But at the same time, I fight with you sometimes. I'm like, well, what is that? Why would I eat that? Stuff like that. But yeah, you definitely be having it going on when it comes down to keto. You definitely understand the ins and outs as it relates to keto. And just basically in the whole, the time it takes to put a meal together and the intricate parts of it to making sure that hey, it's going to be nutritious and delicious. Hey, a couple of questions here that are coming in through that I wanted to get with you though is that I think it's Okana. I think so. I think that's her name, Okana. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the name right. But she asked the question, said about 10-day green smoothies. 10-day green smoothie. I'm saying, anything green, any type of plant base where anything you have green, is going to be great for you. Even to the point where she talked about that ain't green. Anything that anything that you talked about where you have avocados. Avocado's a healthy fat. All right,
It
it's a
is.
healthy fat that will help you lose weight. Some people that might not get into it, but I know that as far as I knew this later down the line as I'm becoming a trainer. But fats, saturated fats, or pork, that's one of the ways that you can lose weight as well. So some people will say, "Well, I don't eat pork. I'm not a big pork eater." Well, at the same time, pork can help you and losing the weight. You can have pork into your diet. So I don't like to use the word diet a lot because people kind of tend to steer away from, oh my gosh, you're putting me on a diet. Now I'm about to be held accountable in this regimen and the whole thing. All this is about eating habits. I saw a post earlier today that I definitely want to use is that a healthy core starts in the kitchen. So whatever you're eating, all right, whatever you're putting into your body, that's what's going to go right to your core. Okay. And if you're putting those bad toxins or you're putting bad food, you're putting bad carbs, such as so to speak, and just eating bad, and then you come to a person like me who's a trainer and say, hey, I want to lose weight in the next 6 months, but you put on 2 years basically of just bad carbs and food, you're asking an unrealistic goal for a trainer. And you got to be realistic and it takes time. You got to put the time and effort in doing it and don't get discouraged because you get discouraged, then next thing you know, that's where it then comes to be where you're gonna just totally go by the wayside. Anthony's ass is not coming up here, but Anthony ass says, "How much for meal preps?"
I got you.
so,
Don't worry about
so,
it.
so looks like she about to get into the meal prep business here. As far as in doing that.
Well, it's so, and let me say this. So I feel like that has made me more successful. I've always been a meal prepper. Maybe not for the week like Rico would do, but I'm a cooker and I will always take my lunch. But what has helped me in this journey is I do a lot of intermittent fasting. That's something else that helps me, right? But when you are hungry, typically you will reach for the wrong thing if you don't have your food readily available. So because I do not eat carbs, and I don't say so to Rico's point, people say, well, I don't eat pork and I don't eat. Well, guess what? I don't add again. I do not add too much stuff to my diet. We typically buy a turkey burger, turkey bacon. Ain't nothing like a good little pork spare rib. But I ain't eating that all the time. Every now and again, I throw a little beef in there. But typically, what I eat a lot is chicken, fish. So you can stick to your regular routine. Just add a little cheese, add a little something. But what you will realize is if you stay 20 grams of carbs or less, that's your focus. Stay 20 grams of carbs or less. Typically, everything else that you're consuming is clean eating, but it's tasty. You want some Alfredo? Give the family some noodles and you pour it over some broccoli. You pour it over a little zoodle and it will still be good. But what I had to learn was have your food ready. So when your food is ready and I'm done intermittent fasting, my fast for me is typically I skip breakfast and I eat between 12 and 9. That's it. 12 and 9, drink your water, everything else in between, and that's what I'm consuming. So during those times at 12 o'clock, if I'm starving, I need to have a soup prepared. That's another thing that helps me. Typically, I make a soup. There's a white chicken chili that you can do. Take out the beans, add the cauliflower rice. Make a cauliflower stir fry, add some chicken, keep that. So if you have something like that, have a salad available. When you typically eat the food that is ready, and I'm sure Rico can attest to it, when you eat your food, it takes that pressure off. It takes that monkey off your back that say, pull over to Chick-fil-A and say, F it all. It take all that pressure off. And once you eat, you cool. Like that Snickers commercial that used to come on. It take it off and then you're happy. Because what I learned is once I cheated, then I went to go work out with Rico. I struggled. I sweated like a pig and he cussed me out. Okay, now we both mad. He might not be mad, but I be mad. But a lot of it is because it was self-sabotage. I came unprepared. And when I have more carbs and junk food in me, it's harder. But what I've learned is with my regimen, I come to the workout, I feel lighter. I ain't struggling. I might struggle because of technique, but I'm not struggling because I feel sluggish. You get what I'm saying? So get in y'all zone, find what meal plan works for you. And I encourage anybody, I think less carbs or healthier carbs is a great option for us as a whole.
Yeah. Sonetta just I put that comment up there. Sonetta said you're so fine, but she's so overdressed, Sonetta. This is
But Sonetta will understand because she is one of my extra friends, okay? One of my extra read all about it friends.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh my
First Lady.
gosh.
Hey, First Lady.
But listen, hey, John all mad at John sitting up here mad at me talking about you tell me I can eat bacon. Fam, you're not on that type of regimen, bro.
John, make you
Bro,
some bacon. Tell LaCosta to go in the kitchen to make you some
you
bacon.
are not on that type of regimen. You're on a totally different regimen. So don't run your race. Run your race. And you know, O'Connor asked it. She asked the question again. She says, think the ab coaster works good for your abs. You know, here's my thing about abs, and I greatly think about it because this is my hot spot that I talk about all the time with each one of my clients. Abs working on. You can go in there and do a ton of abs, but really, when it boils down to it, it comes down to the food that you eat. You got all these gimmicks out here. You got all these different types of things that you can do, um, but it all comes down to what you're eating. It's all comes down to what you're eating. Now, I've never used the ab coaster, okay, so I'm not going to say that it's going to be something that's going to be working or not. But if the ab coaster that you have works, okay, and then the food that you're eating, there that red cup will go again, that that food that you're eating, right, don't match up, then it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. If you're gonna eat bad and over at late at night and put those things on your stomach at the end of the night, that ab coaster is not gonna match up. So it doesn't really matter what the product is, but more so of what you're eating properly to put that involved in your body to then go out and make the results that you want. Because I tell you, we talk about strength. The central part of your body is your core. And if you're strong in your core, you're able to do everything else that you want to be able to do because you have such a strong core. You can do upper body well. You can go ahead as far as do lower body well. You can run, okay? You can play with your kids better. You can go as far as hang out with your husband as far as better, your significant others, whatever it may be. But you have to take the time in doing that because that's where the stronger core comes into place, which is
We can
smart.
hang out. We can hang out with our husband.
Yeah, you can hang out
We
with your
got
husband.
no, okay, hang out.
I wouldn't
Can I
go ahead
hang
and
out with you? Can I hang out?
well, you ain't hanging out nothing tonight because you all the way in Detroit.
Well, I already hung out with you the last 2 nights, so I think you should be fine.
Hung.
Ah, yeah, we hung all right.
Hey, hey, really last things, all right. We've been on here, we've been on about 45 minutes, but go ahead and give some final words to the people and just basically just sum it all up and getting them to far some encouraging words in their fitness journey.
Well, I think Rico just said it best. Run your race, right? Find a program or a regimen that works for you. I have two sisters that we kind of go back and forth with this whole fitness thing and supplements, and we always on what's new, what's this, what's that. And it's all encouraging in this building. But if you always constantly flip flopping, trying to do the newest trend, if you know something has worked, if you've been successful on Weight Watchers before because you need to go to meetings and you need to have somebody judge you when you step in on that scale, do it. Pay for it. Go. If you did good with medical weight loss, if you want to get the sleeve, if you need to get a trainer, I feel like trainers are good. They're necessary. I feel like keto works for me. My sister here, who I'm here with now, I begged her to do keto. She don't care what kind of results I'm getting. She ain't doing it. You know what I mean? But she has a regimen. She has a way. She loves to juice. She loves to do things different ways, and that's where she sees her successes. So I encourage y'all, be who you are and listen to your body. Do what's best for your body type. And if you solicit the help of a coach, listen. And I think that was my biggest thing this year was I listened to what he said. When he told me to go get on a cleanse, I did it. When he tells me to push myself, when he tells me to do an exercise that I don't believe that I can do, I can continue to do it because at the end of the day, I get the results that I want. I want to be 35 pounds down more by my 40th birthday. I want to be off high blood pressure medicine. So just like you talk to your doctor, just like you talk to your therapist, just like we talk to sweet Jesus, we have to learn how to give them time to respond. And when they give us their answer, we have to learn how to listen and find ways to implement it. So I want to encourage people, run your race. Don't look at nobody else. If you find the 5 pounds that you lost, get back on. Don't make a cheat meal a cheat day. Get back on, continue to grind, stay focused, and it's gonna happen, right? It's a marathon,
Yeah.
and I'm appreciative to you. So let me say this publicly: I'm very appreciative to you for putting up with me and putting up with this task. I believe that this is a God given task for you, especially in the African American community where it is so needed for so many different reasons. And especially in this pandemic, we see that this disease is affecting us so much because our community is struggling when it comes to health. So I applaud you for starting this journey, not because we was desperate, not because our house was for foreclosure. It was because you woke up and you said this was something that you believed was a gift that you had and something that you want to pour out to others. And selflessly, you get up. Yeah, you might get paid for it, but it's hard. And even now, you talking to me, but you wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes you ain't get home to 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And then you sitting up making meal plans, and you're not going to bed with me trying to fool around, get a little leg till 11 o'clock at night, and then you back popping up like you're a teenager. And so I applaud you for your effort, and I commend you for everything that you're striving to do because it's more than a business for you. I know that firsthand. So I appreciate you and your time and your sacrifice, your advice. And I'm excited about what Body by Rico is going to do, and I can't wait to do my photo shoot because, babe, I'm gonna slay.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
kill
That's
it.
what's up. That's what's up. Well,
That's
I
all I
thank you,
got.
Myra. I thank you, babe. I thank you for your comments. I think we had up to about 16, 20 some odd people on here today. Probably
Hey,
the one
y'all.
is one the highest. They wanted to come for the red cup.
It was a drink. It
For
was the
that
dress in
it
my
was a
drink.
dress and the drink. So I just want to kind of wrap this up with some couple announcements though. Is that one, if you're in the Cincinnati area, I will be having two boot camps this weekend. The first one is tomorrow night. All right, tomorrow night over at 360 Fit Life, the old FitWorks in Norwood. So if you're in Cincinnati, if you want to come out, it's $15. All you gotta do is cash app Body by Rico. Let me know that you're coming so that I can go ahead and prepare properly for you, and we're gonna have a good time. It's a different camp that you've probably been a part of, where I got competition going on. Myra talked about she lost last time, but I got different things going on where it's just not coming in just strength training. So if you want to check that out, come check it out. 360 Fit Life here in Norwood, the old FitWorks in Norwood. The second one is, hey, got another one coming the next day, all right, on Saturday. So I got two opportunities for you to make it. So you can come at 7 at night, where it's a club type atmosphere. I crank the music up loud. I put a good, nice little hit list on, and then we go after it. People start dancing, feeling like they're at a club, social distancing, all that good stuff. Making
Yep.
sure we wiping down everything, keeping safe and sound. But then if you don't want to come to the club, you come up and you wake up at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and you can be a part of the Saturday a.m. Body camp as well too. So two opportunities for you to come on, to be involved, so that you can go ahead and have a makeup and have a great time. All right. So I thank you, babe. I thank you for your time. I thank you for being a loving wife. I thank you for the heartless, the things that you just basically you sacrifice so much, as well as trying to keep yourself physically fit because you know of what our family means to you and at the same time of our kids. So I thank you for taking this time out. You look amazing, by the way. You got your red cup. Shout out to Red Cups. If you haven't heard her in the Red Cups, please. I don't know what they are, but go
That's because you
and
don't. Do you follow me?
I don't follow you. But
Do you
anyway,
follow
I
me?
don't because you're not that interested. Anyway, look, but, but go follow Myra if you want some other keto tips. She posts her pictures. They're on Instagram. She's got many different things that she goes after, and you can go ahead and you can be a part of that. Okay. But this is another Body by Rico session. Hey, next week, I'm gonna have so many women on here. I'm going to get the guys. All right. I'm bringing the man's point of view next week. Okay. It ain't gonna be boring. It's not gonna be boring. Just like this wasn't. These have not been boring. But next week, I gotta give it a love for the guys. So next week. I'm gonna bring it in from a man's point of view. We're gonna have a real talk, have a real conversation, and we're gonna bring it home on this episode of another Body by Rico.
Yes.
Myra, I thank you, babe. We out.
Love it.
Holla at y'all.
Bye, y'all.